This is the War Sport LVOA-C. Now War Sport sells the LVOA-C for $2,745 on our website. Pretty expensive. So is it worth it? Well, I picked one up and we're going to take a look. So the War Sport LVOA-C was introduced in 2012. This rifle's been a source of controversy ever since. It's been hated on YouTube and internet forums everywhere. So say what you want about the LVOA-C, but it's a very unique looking rifle. I've only seen them in black, foliage green, flat dark earth, a titanium, like a silverish color. Black is fine, but boring. Foliage green is just depressing, but I'm a big fan of flat dark earth. So I opted for that one as the color choice for me. The LVOA-C has an extended rail, as most ARs now do, but the LVOA takes this a little bit further, extending the rail over the edge of the break. I love this look, and this handguard has now become known as the wire cutter. Now War Sport tries very hard to convince you that this rifle is a tactical masterpiece, starting with the name, LVOA. That stands for Low Visibility Operations Applications. Sounds pretty tactical, right? So what that's saying is the way that the shape of the handguard is over the muzzle brake, the flash that comes off of the brake actually forms a V, so it keeps your line of sight on the target clear. So as a shooter, you shouldn't be able to see that flash. Now everyone else around you is going to see the flash, and it's a big flash, but the shooter shouldn't be able to see that flash. Another unique thing about this handguard is there's a bungee around it. Everyone always asks, what's that for? Well, it looks cool, but it does actually have a function. According to War Sport, it offers a secure grip in wet conditions, it lowers the noise signature, and it can aid in wire management. Now I run a hand stop, so I didn't notice any difference in grip security. I highly doubt the noise signature is reduced enough to hear a difference, but it does aid in wire management. I don't use it specifically because I have this wrap around the handguard, which probably aids in both noise signature as well as the wire management, as you can see here. But since it's bungee, it's tight. You're able to pull it away from the handguard, whereas with paracord, it's tight and very difficult to move or adjust once you've actually cinched it down. Also, paracord will melt if it gets in contact with a hot barrel. Bungee will not. Now, this rifle is not light. It's not heavy either. It weighs 7 pounds stock from War Sport. That's with nothing, no lights, no optics, etc. As shown here, it weighs 10 pounds with a fully loaded magazine. Now most of that weight is up front, which is where you want it. It helps keep the muzzle down. This rifle is very solid. There is no rattling, there's no flexing, there's no movement, which is how all rifles should be. But this one in particular, to me, feels very solid. Recoil is minimal, and each shot feels very driven and very purposeful. This may have something to do with the top hat compensator that's pinned and welded to the 14.7-inch barrel, or it may be the superb CMC flat-face single-stage trigger. This trigger has zero uptake and a very crisp 3.5 pound break with an excellent reset. This is what the rifle looked like when I got it. So it came with this B5 SOP mod stock, which is nice, but I don't really like the butt pad on the stock. It's too sticky for me. I wanted to shave weight as well, so I went with the MFT Minimalist stock. The safety is by Battle Arms Development. It's a 45-degree throw. There is an ambi mag release, which is extended. It's an extended Seekins enhanced mag release. The bolt catch, I think this appears to be an in-house part, but I think it's made by, or it's a duplicate of the Seekins bolt catch that's very similar in appearance. The included charging handle is a Raptor by AXTS, which is what I like to put on all of my personal builds, so a plus there and no need to upgrade. The grip is a Magpul Myad. I've had these before, and ever since I started using the Gunfighter by Bravo Company, I've been hooked on that, so I changed out the Myad for the Gunfighter. Normally, this rifle would include Magpul M-Bus Pro buoys, but mine didn't come with that, and I wish it did, so I'm probably going to end up having to buy some kind of aftermarket backup iron sight. At this point, I've not decided on which buoys to run, so what I show here, I've added the optic, and I've tried it with two different optics here. a variable. This is a Strike Eagle 1:6, and I've also tried the EOTech with the G33 magnifier combo. Now my LVOA, it's really odd because it's not key mod and it's not really M-LOK, but there are these tiny screw holes that run up and down the rifle. And you can, it includes these 3 Picatinny rail attachments that will attach to those screw holes, which is how I've added my hand stop up here on the front. It's also what I have my light attached to, is one of the included Picatinny rails. Another complaint was that the handguard inner diameter was too narrow to use a suppressor. The LVOA muzzle is tucked behind the front of the handguard, so unless you have a very narrow suppressor or barrel adapter to stick out past the handguard, you really can't suppress the LVOA-C. The new handguard inner diameter has now been made wider to accommodate a 1.5 inch diameter suppressor. The muzzle brake has changed slightly as well. It does share the similar style brim as the top hat muzzle brake, but this one's a little bit wider to accommodate the larger inner diameter, but the style of the brake has changed completely. Due to the larger ID of the new LVOA handguard, the barrel nut has been changed to a timed barrel nut design. The flanged barrel nut helps to act as a heat sink and pulls heat away from the barrel, according to War Sport. Now I have noticed some other small changes. At the back of the handguard, the original LVOA handguard has some steel clips called dog bones that will help index the handguard to the upper receiver and prevents rotation. War Sport has now integrated these supports and machined them right into the rear of the handguard. You can see one directly under the Picatinny rail where the upper receiver mates up with the back of the handguard. This prevents any type of rotation from the handguard itself. Another small change is the switch to using 3 hex screws where the handguard attaches. Before, the old handguard used 2 hex screws and 1 set screw in the middle. Due to the larger inner diameter, War Sport needed more clamping force, so they went with 3 screws you can see in the photos. Also, the blocked off triangular holes give an extra texture, and they're filled in to give a little bit more added grip. The LVOA design principle was to engineer a platform that offers the lowest flash signature without the use of a sound suppressor. Basically, go loud and go fast without the flash. Finally, I'd say the War Sport LVOA-C is one of the flattest shooting ARs I've owned or built, with almost zero felt impulse or recoil. Target acquisition and follow-up shots with the LVOA is very fast, even for the novice shooter. Now, would I drop $3,000 on it? No. I value my life and my wife would kill me. But if you can find one online for under $2,000, get it. You will not regret your purchase. So thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe.